Hello and welcome to a quick wander around again, talking like a nutter to myself. And this week we find ourselves in the North East Land Air Sea Museum. Place quite close to my heart. It's been coming here since I was a little lad. So today they've got on a bit of a classic car show. I'll have a wander around. What I like about this museum is they've always got lots of stuff happening. Volunteers are very active, so it seems they've got some sort of old RL&I boat. This one over here behind the back, I'm sure this was the old Weymouth, was it a pilot? Actually, let's have a look. It'll actually have display here because I've got a memory light to save. So yes, this was the pilot, sorry, so whenever we were having larger ships brought in, this is the ship that would head out and pilot the bigger ships into port. So, have a quick peek in the hangars, then I'll have a wander around the cars. But again, every time I come here, there's always something changing. So we've got in here Walker Hunter, if it was red, the red arrows. We've got a beautiful Sea King, that's had all the rotors and what have you put back on since the last time I was in here. Not so long ago we used to have them all run about the place for rescue. And we've got the Tornado. So yes. Always some models. It's probably a school museum, this. Lots of lovely labels to sit and read. So, another trip up. And the cars. And now the cars. So this is a proper Broadchurch classic car show because we've got some sort of Audi RS thingamabob, which I'll only become aware of when it's many years old, but yes, very, very vibrant colour. Next to a quite late looking Citroen 2CV Dolly. Remarkable piece of engineering in itself. 2 chevaux, or 2 horsepower, brought in from France's tax laws, so developed before the war. In fact, the prototypes were hidden away from the Nazis. And then after the war, another one of the children of the 1948 motor show revealed, absolute sensation they were. In production till 1990, built in Portugal. But in itself, not much, a case of subtle changes over the years. But again, a very austere but well thought out car with, and again, go through a ploughed field with a basket of eggs, blah blah blah. But no, clever little car. And then from one extreme to the next, we have a Packard, a great big Virgilizer looking thing, in a very fetching shade. We have a Land Rover series, which, by gum, that is straight. Look at the panel gaps on that. Weren't that good when they came out of the factory, so that's had some work done to it. Very nice. Then parked next to it, instant classic, the new Renault 5 EV. Very smart looking thing. Next to a Mach 1 Ford Mustang, a Mustang convertible, a Mustang notchback, and another Mustang convertible. Yes, very popular today. And then I think it's come on Pete, I think it's a Morris Oxford camper. Let's see if I'm right. Here's 60 camper, close. But yeah, surprisingly well kitted out. Next to a Canberra spy plane, as you do. Merc SL. I'd be still my beating heart. A Daihatsu Copen. Mad little Kia car hardtop convertible. Very smart as well. Yes, originally 660cc. Thank you very much. I'll just bound my head off the plane. Yeah. Try not to pass out in your car. Oh yes, very nice. Do you mind if I've always been curious if I would fit in one of these, would I be alright? Oh, fantastic, right. Prepared to get... That's about as far back as she'll go, I think.
Yeah.
Right, here we go, because this is where I'll find out if I can buy one of these.
Excuse the phrase, but if you've got big feet, you can't drive it.
Yes, I don't. By God. Well, I think that might have put paid to that dream. I'm in. It's getting out. By God, that's tight. Whoa.
Yeah, there's not much space.
No. Actually, I'm just going to put this down for a second. Somebody get the lard and brace us up and get us in. Oh. By gum.
Yeah, it's a bit tight.
Well,
My son's about 6'4", and
yes.
he sits with his head on the roof and his knees round his neck.
Ah, yes. I've always fancied one of them, but I thought, you know what? If I've got the opportunity to sit in one, I'll have one. Buying it smart, because by gum, they can rot, can't they?
We looked at one in Durham, red one, in a garage, and he wanted $4,500 for it. And it was more than I wanted to pay, but I'd been all over and couldn't get one. And I hummed and hawed, and we went and looked at NELSAM Figaro in the meantime.
Oh, yes.
And I went back to the garage at Durham and I says, right, show us the roof's working, show us this, show us that. And I thought, the rust, I might be able to do something about, you know, I was toying, should I not? And he couldn't even get the roof to work.
Oh, well, that's straight away, no.
I'm walking away.
Well, funnily enough, I'm on with the Figaro at the minute for my partner, yes. I don't know, I think I've passed the point of restoration. I think I'm just building the Figaro now.
Yeah,
because they could...
They're the same.
Same as... Well, that's the problem. They just didn't really think about much in the way of rust protection, did they? No. But that's in my favourite colour with a favourite interior. Is it the 1.3 or the?
It's a 1.3.
So you got even better, because I know the first the 660s were a bit. Yes. But no, that's lovely. Just wish I was. I wish I wasn't this tall, gangly giant of 5'8". You know.
Yeah, that's the problem. I mean, my husband can get in and drive it,
yes.
but he's got a tiptoe for feet.
Yes. No, with these great big size 10s, it's.
Oh well, he's a 10. So.
Yeah. No, I'm sure once you get used to it, I bet once you've gotten to the art of getting in and out.
Yeah.
Because I used to have an MGB GT, and I'm starting to think now that I'm getting.
I had a midget.
Yeah, I'm starting to think, could I get in and out of one of them now?
He couldn't get in and out of the midget. It was just the gap between the door and the front panel just wasn't big enough for him to physically, so he had to literally crawl out on hands and knees. And when I bought that, he says, the only thing is, he says, please pick a car up and get in and out of. And he can get in and out of that. It's a bit low, but he can get in and out.
I think before, because I keep promising myself one day I'll have another MGB. But I think I might ask to have a sit in one again, just to check it out, see how time's treated us.
Yeah.
But no, it is. It's lovely, that, and it's in lovely nick.
Yes.
I hope. We just stick it full of wax oil and.
Over a year to look for it.
Oh, that's the problem.
To find one in that condition.
Yeah, I can imagine, because they're all a bit rotty.
They go there.
Yes. Yeah.
And because it's a.
Where it's all thrown up, and again, of course, same as the Figaro. I mean, the boot and the Figaro. Oh,
careful.
Yeah, third time's a charm. Didn't smash my head off that.
Because it's all integral.
Yes.
You've got to be so careful.
Yeah. Well, the problem with the Figaro is it's sort of got the wet boot, so when it slides down in the back, it just leaks, and then of course all the drain channels get clogged. So I'm having and then of course I've got 30 years of the people's repairs, so I'm like, somebody's put they've put a boot floor on top of the boot floor, and the daft thing is they've actually put it over the top of quite good boot floor, but then of course everything in between is just sort of sandwiched and
in between.
But no, gorgeous little car.
Thank you very much.
And thank you for letting me have a sit in.
That's fine, no problem at all.
Giving everybody a good laugh. Yes, yeah. Spider. Says, but will it start though? That's the thing.
Yes, every time.
Well, it is. No, even on my favourite alloys as well. These were still are absolutely gorgeous, aren't they? Oh, it's been round Upton Park as well.
Will it start? Will it? Oh, yeah.
Well, you know, you've got to pull the Alfa owner's legs every now and again. Extra nice Mark 3, MR2 Tigra top, very nice. And a Triumph Herald. What a very flush Mark 1 Fiesta. LED headlights. Let's have a look. Ooh. Weber carb as well. Very nice. some work gone into that. Oh yes, I see the people who haven't really got proper roofs have nabbed a spot under the Avro Vulcan, which in itself has a great classic car connection, because as I've previously mentioned, the Rover P6 got dangerously close to having a let this nice Mark V GTI Golf come out. Yes, the Rover P6 came dangerously close to having a jet turbine engine. Come the 1950s, 60s, so many car companies, be it lorry companies, tractor companies, everybody were in awe of the new technology of the jet engine. So they were determined to put a jet engine in a car. And I say Rover, they were the ones who were handed off by the government to try and develop it. Got very close. Now, it never came to fruition. They could never make it as fuel efficient as it needs to be. But what ended up with that engine is it ended up as the auxiliary generator. So unless you've got the big, this thing's got 4 Olympia jet engines, same as Concorde. But without them running, it's not making power. Now with these were our first strike nuclear deterrent. So you had lads who would get these things in the air within 2 minutes if the bell went off. Now I've actually been in this almost as gracefully as getting inside that cope in there. So on the ground you'd actually have that little jet engine developed by Rover running all the electrical systems before the big engines were spun up. So it did find a home. Now this one here, this example, this actually flew into here. I'll put a video up of it. In a moment, and this is where it landed. I mean, it's an amazing thing, because Sunderland Airport, before Nissan was built, was quite a small little thing. So this thing hit the ground like a meteorite. But amazing to think there's only about 10 years between the Avro Vulcan and the Avro Lancaster, as was the pace of engineering prowess in the British Isles at the time. So we have a lovely little Mini Cooper there. A Mark III Cortina, I want to say, with a little nice little 6B6 in it. Lovely. Hillman Minx. Oh, and a lovely colour as well. Still rate all the Hillman stuff. Is it NC Mark III Miata? Look, MX5 is the word in this company. Still really grown into its looks as it gets a bit older. Then we've got a Caterham 7, Lotus 7. And then we've got AC Cobra, I'll say a replica, because most of them are. It's probably more replicas than there was the originals, but built properly, they're just as nice as the real thing. Yeah. Let's have a look around the back. Yeah, it's definitely got the premier picnic area here. Believe it or not, the lads in the museum say this thing, given the chance, would still fire up. But again, that's the beauty of jet engines. They're phenomenally reliable. Although this one, again, I'll put a picture here, still carries a bit of damage of a snowstorm from about 15 years ago. So the snow collected in all wings, and the weight of it actually launched up, and bless the old girl, looked like she went to get back in the sky. Great stuff. We have Audi Quattro. And again, a bit lacking in my knowledge of the sportier stuff, but that's in lovely nick. Next to a Hillman Minx, very gangster on its dog dishes and a matte black paint job. It looks good. Next to a lovely Porsche 924. Originally, it was going to be a VW sports car, so Porsche, because it's a major engineering firm. So much so that if you go into the Porsche Museum, they actually have a Mark 1. What is it? It's completely the 7-seater job. They developed the back of the rear folding seats for the back of the Vauxhall People Carrier. So yes, this was very nearly a VW. Got so far along and they changed their mind. Then Porsche sort of brought the project back to make their baby Porsche. and so it became the 924. They had 928, so the idea being that the 8 had 8-cylinder engines. They had a 4-cylinder engine, again, a sort of an engineering move on from the LT35 van's engine. Transaxle, torsion tube for the prop shaft, but again, really nice car, nicely proportioned, sort of the people's Porsche. And again, they're sort of going up in values now because they're a nice little investment. We have a later Ford Sierra, old jelly mold 3-door. Nice. We have a T3 camper van Devon. Very smart, not looking too rotty either, so hats off to that. A Capri with injection on the side. The Caros. A later Granada, another injection. And then one of my favourites, a Rover MG RV8. R stands for Rover. MG5, I think a Bangle 7 Series. Audi TT. Starting to disappear now, and difficult to work on as well. That's the other problem with them. Next to W201 Mercedes 190 with some AMG alloys on it, as most of them do these days. Let's have a quick peek to see what it is. It is in 1.8, so yes. Wales has aspirations over the engine, but good on them for running it. Lovely, I think, steel body X300 Jag XJ. RIP to my Jag, bless it. Too many things went wrong. And Triumph, I want to say, I'm suspecting because of the bonnet louvers on this has got a V8 in it. So, and a beautiful colour as well. Manuel, is it? TR8. So yes, this was supposed to be the replacement of the MGB. But again, the bun fight that was British Leyland on the inside never came to be, because the B was still selling well in America right up to the end. So yes, this was the TR7, but later on they put the V8. And a Lotus Sunbeam, sorry, it's a Talbot. Hang on, oh my brain today. What we got? Was that right? Yes, Talbot Sunbeam Lotus. So again, Lotus is an engineering company. Work the magic over one of these, and many would argue superior to the Golf GTI. Trans Am, Corvette, another Corvette, Stingray Corvette, and then the original Corvette. So good showing for Corvettes today. Hang on, MG. Oh, my brain is gone. Oh, my word. Oh, hang on. This is a contradiction. So, ZT on V8. So, I thought the ZT260 was the V6 one. So, if this is the V8, this is a railroad beast. Because this has, I think, a 4.6 modular Ford V8 in it. Comprehensively re-engineered to rear-wheel drive. So despite everybody saying these were based on a BMW 3 Series at the time, wasn't so much the case. I think that might be, you know. Yes, interesting. And then the usual Ford pops who turn up. And then we've got some sporty Puntos. Yes. Weird one with these, because I know when they did the facelift of these versions, they weren't anywhere near as good looking. And there we go, Punto Abarth, from the time when Abarths, well, there wasn't really much done to them. I know the Fiat Secento's Abarth, well, you had the Fiat Secento 1.1, the Fiat Sporting 1.1, the Fiat Abarth 1.1, and exactly the same horsepower in every single one, but looks snazzy. And bless it, there's the new, well, I say new, that's the Metro that they've just acquired to join the Heritage fleet. So they had a bit of a snafu. They got themselves quite badly graffitied. when it first came in. Hadn't been in 48 hours, but they seem to have managed to get it all cleaned up. And I think this is the one, the actual one, that when the Queen officially opened the metro line, she came and rode on this one. But hats off to these old things. They lasted about 20 years past their operational capacity. They were kept going, sort of went full circle as far as train works went, where they were having to make their own parts like they used to with old steam engines to keep these going, so they did phenomenally well. But no, enjoying the new ones at the minute while the aircon still works. Yes, so yeah, a little show, but a diverse show. Quite enjoyed that. So yes, I would highly recommend the North East Sail Land Museum. Been coming here since I was a little lad. And I say they've sort of built on over the years. So one of these was sort of the hangars they used for the small Sunderland airfield, in the case Sunderland airfield or airport started as the Usworth Air Force Base, operational during the Second World War. Well, actually, First World War, and became a big component in the Second World War. In here, they've done lovely little things where they recreated shop fronts and what have you. And remember when I brought my daughter here, really captured her imagination because she wasn't aware of evacuation or Anderson air shelters. So she really got into the history of the Second World War from this place. But yes, an interesting place full of actual crashed aircraft which has been recovered over the years, such as this. And they do a good trade in ghost tours as well. It was reputed to be incredibly haunted if you subscribe to that. But this is the main hangar. And again, a lot has changed since I was last in here. I was only in here probably about 6 months ago. But they're always reorganising and rethinking their displays. So a sabre there. And, oh yes, there's a little incendiary bomb like the one I found on the beach in Sunderland and Roker not too long ago. Now, I really rather like this museum because again they've got lots of interesting displays, they've got lightnings, but there's also a little bit of a personal family connection here because my grandfather, he was just old enough to participate in the very end of the Second World War. In fact, he was steaming across on Invincible to Japan in 45, and while he was steaming over, the bombs fell and they surrendered. So he always used to like to say they heard he was coming and they decided to give up. Now, my granddad, he was actually an electrical engineer for the aircraft and the aircraft carriers. Now, the time he joined, a lot of the planes they were getting serviced, ready to be flown straight to scrapyards, because after the Second World War, Britain was, to say we were skint would be an understatement, so we really scaled down on stuff. We actually worked on this. This is the Vampire, one of the first jet fighters actually put into service. Again, they didn't see a huge amount of action, but now he wasn't a very good electrical engineer. Now again, towards the end of the war, they were getting a bit desperate for people. So when we were clearing out his house, we actually found his exam he sat to join, and he passed with a pass mark of 43%. But he told a story of this. So I had one of these, and the test pilot was sort of wandering about, and curiosity had got the best of him. So he wanted to have a look under the control panel of the aircraft. So apparently unscrewed everything, lifted it up, and there was just a flurry of sparks. Now, because he was all of about 18-year-old, he did, of course, what every 18-year-old would do, slammed it down, screwed it back up, and didn't say a thing. And then so, of course, the day he did that, the pilot decided to take one of these out for flight, and he was just waiting for it to go again. Didn't say anything, and thankfully went up, came back down, everything fine. But yes, his career as an electrical engineer wasn't great. He was working on, I think, one of the last of the line Marine Spitfires, the sea version of it. And again, he managed to ground one, because in the Yeah, I think in the particular one he won, they had like a little tail, like a little light inside the landing gear, and he'd put the wrong bulb in, and it was causing a short or something. And it was somebody else who, I think it was like one of the Japanese who were working with them, fixed it. But then when it was back in the air, his commanding officer came up and says, "Lonsdale, well done." So he says, "Another valuable lesson in life. If there's any glory going spare, take it." But that's looking smart since the last saw. They've got the Harrier here. Amazing piece of British engineering there. Vertical takeoff. Looking smart. They've cleaned that up beautifully. And again, they've even got from the Falklands, they've got the captured Argentinian, what was it called? A Picaro, the IA-58, directly from the Falklands. But they've even got a Gillair, which you can get into. Got a Lightning, again, still a bit of an official state secret as to how fast these things could go. Basically just two engines with a seat. Yeah, amazing. And again, they're continuously restoring things. This Electra here. And they've even got the nose off a de Havilland Comet, which was the first passenger jet airliner, which unfortunately had a nasty habit of falling out of the sky. To do with, it was the repeat pressurization and metal fatigue, and I think it's a bit of a, again, there's all stories. Wasn't quite the windows. They'll say, oh, it was the square windows. It wasn't. It was to do with the mythology of it. And they sorted it and they saw a service, but a beautiful aircraft with the engines actually inbuilt into the wing. But yes, just because you're first doesn't mean you're best. The helicopter they've got tucked down the side. Yes. But yeah, you can spend many happy hours just reading all of the labels in here. Yes, when I was little, oh, there's a flying flea there, and they seem to have a glider as well. Around here. Oh yes. So yes, a very tiny little aircraft, pretty lethal from what I hear. Got auto gyros. I'm not sure if they've even got the information on this one yet, but that's a new addition. Yeah, she wouldn't have got me one of those. Oh yes, and they've got a beautiful model of the God, my brain today, honestly. Siddeley Trident. So, commercial jets in the 60s, there was a major want for 3-engined aircraft. The idea being that if you lost one of you, if you only had 2 engines, it was a lot safer if you had a third. So there was a big design push for 3-engine. Now this thing, be it in the 60s, it was one of the first planes. Well, it was the first plane that could actually land itself on its autopilot. Again, we were way ahead of the curve with engineering in Britain. And not to get political and how we've thrown away our manufacturing base in this country, but that's a story for another time. Yeah, that's very smart from that sort. So I think we'll join me in the next hangar. And this is the next hangar. And again, a lot has changed since I was in here last. So, a little trainer aircraft, and this is a flying club. But yes, this, over the years they've extended, so this is the land contingent of the land and air sea part of it. Now this here is an interesting piece of curio. So before we had Nissan in the northeast, this was the only car made in the northeast, the Clan Crusader, little kit car, I believe, based on the mechanicals of a Hillman Imp. So yes, they've done quite well to get a hold of these. And then we've got a Bluebird, first car to be produced in Sunderland. Used to see many of these on the road around. We've also got a series of old Blackpool trams as well. But yes, they're quite proud of their connection, so they've got, I think Nissan kindly have given them over the years a few display models for them, including, of course, the archetypal Leaf, a left-hander there. But the battery's a good nick in that. But yes, and we've got the more modern type. I say they used to have a trolley bus, but I think the trolley bus recent of which has been switched out because they're often swapping bits and bobs in between collections. But again, they'll get round to this, and hopefully they're going to get some cover for their Metro now that's gone into preservation. Yes, I think we'll have a look in the military part next. And we're here in one of the two Romney huts they've got. So in here they house some of their more historic helicopters, like the Westmoreland Dragonfly, which, yes, in the early days of helicopters, terrifying, they used great big piston engines. So, as an engineer once said, a helicopter's just 20,000 moving parts looking for somewhere to have a crash. Even more so with piston-driven things, because by gum, when you're reliant on your engine working, I wouldn't really like to leave it up to a piston engine to do it, because it's a good seas and all sorts. Got a Sea Viking, a Sea Venom, the actual naval version of the Vampire, and various other little interesting things like this here. So, training ships, which if you wonder how you learn to operate a ship before you get on the actual thing itself, you used to build these great big detailed models so you could figure out all the rigging. Of course, glorious models galore. Yes. Kind of interesting, just the little minutiae they've managed to save like this, the Volunteer Life Brigade, just the little trailer they have for things. But yes, I love all the little bits that they've got here. I could spend hours just rooting through it all. Again, one of my favourites, a nice cutaway of an engine. Don't say that so much anymore. Yes. Lovely, lovely, lovely. I believe this is a starting engine. So again, you would get these. So because planes didn't have their own electrical starting systems on board, because imagine trying to haul about a great big starting battery on a plane. We'd have a generator come across this, and this would actually kick it into life. So yeah, fascinating little thing. So we'll go next door. Again, they've got all sorts here. I mean, that great big recovery truck there's new. They've got tanks, which again don't know a huge amount. It's a chieftain, I think. And then we get into the military displays. Oh yes, this is all new as well. Ah yes. Hopefully we'll get some labels of that to explain themselves, or it's just the owner's personal worrying collection. Yes, we've got artillery in here. And little working things like your World War II Jeep. And again, the unsung heroes, the commercial, the Austin 12. So, lots of vehicles requisitioned for the Second World War. And again, these were the absolute workhorses. An armoured personnel vehicle, big six-wheeler. Can't imagine what that would be like. I hope it had power steering. But yes, again, could spend many hours quite happily just reading all of the labels. Maybe we've got a UN armoured personnel vehicle. But yes, I would highly recommend a look down to NELSAM. It's a very, very interesting museum. But anyway, thank you for this little walk around. Once I'm finished battling the boot, I've made the decision that is I'm just going to make 800 very boring videos about the boot of the Figaro. So once I've actually got a button back up, I'll update you on there, but otherwise it's just going to be 100 videos of me losing my mind on welding. So anyway, I'll catch you all soon. Thanks for joining.